Hello YouTube and welcome to Katrinka LOL, specifically Katrinka's Kitchen. And today I'm going to do a very simple meal, for example, let's say your spouse is out of town and you just want to make something real simple. Then you can try this. I need a can of stewed tomatoes for this, and also some tomato soup. And I selected Rouse creamy tomato, because if I used a canned variety, I would add milk instead of water, and I'd make it into a creamy tomato anyway. So this looks very good, and it's one serving, so there's not going to be any waste. So that's great. Okay. So what I did is I took the stewed tomatoes and I put them into a colander and I drained out the liquid, and then I cut up the stewed tomatoes into smaller pieces, just as I like it. You might want them very small or big and chunky. I like it kind of middle of the road. And if there were any bits that I didn't really care for, I thought they were too tough or whatever, I just put them off to the side here, and I'll just discard those. Not too many of that in the can though. All right, so let's take the soup and put it into the pan. And then we'll put the tomatoes into the pan too. And we'll watch and see just how much I want to put in there. But I said in a previous video that I like a lot of tomatoes in my tomato soup, so the chunky ones. So I'm probably going to put the whole thing. Yeah, that's about perfect. Yeah. So see, it's nice and chunky now with the tomatoes. So let's put this onto the stove. We'll let that heat up. And then we'll work on our grilled cheese and tomato. This is a tomato fest sandwich. So I got some Italian bread, and I cut a portion that's just about right for the slice of cheese. And then we can put the tomato on there, and then another slice of cheese, and then top it off. I'm going to smush it down a little bit so that it kind of stays together when I put it into the panini, which I have preheated now. So while that's cooking, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. I had talked the other day about using something like this to open a jar so you can get a grip on the jar. Well, here's another tip. It comes in sheets like this, and you can line your drawers with it, your cabinets, and it keeps things from slipping around in there. So you can take this and cut it into various shapes. You don't have to buy pre-made ones. You can do that yourself. So that's my first tip of the day. And the next tip is that if you have one of these electric kettles, to make sure that you unplug it And I usually take this off the stand just to be totally safe. I empty it and then I leave the lid open so that it doesn't just sit there in the water and get all nasty. So that's a tip. And also, if you have one of these coffee makers that has a reservoir of water, to regularly make sure that you empty that and allow that to dry out too, just the same way. All right, so let's see what's going on here. I hear a little bit of sizzling. So at some point, I'd like to turn it a little bit in the panini press just to give it some interest. It doesn't do anything to the cooking. It just gives nice lines on the sandwich. So it might be time to turn it. Okay, the soup's getting hot. So I'm getting used to filming in this new kitchen and really enjoying it from various angles and things like that. So it was awkward at first, but it's getting better. All right. You know, there's something about a cooked tomato that's really delicious. And for my sandwich, I always salt the tomatoes. For some reason, it makes it taste better, in my opinion. So I always do that. So if you have any requests for videos or ideas, send them my way. Soup's nice and hot now. So as you can see, this is a very easy and very fast meal. Yeah, let's cut this sandwich. And the thing I like about paninis is that it really, it makes the bread very crispy. That's one thing. And then the other is that it's not greasy because you don't have to use any oil. So you just have like a delicious, healthy sandwich. Right, so let's try it with the way people like to eat it, with dipping the sandwich into the soup. Mm. And then I'll try a little bit of the soup by itself with chunky tomato. See how nice and chunky that is? Mm. Delicious. So that's just a quick video with some tips and a quick meal. And I'll see you in the next video.